Welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about interesting lineups in Enlisted, and the one in particular that we're going to be looking at today is a low-tier Italian lineup. And I think it's kind of fun to set up different lineups or thematic lineups in this, especially when you've played it as much as I have, and I don't really have anything to research right now other than Japan, but I don't always want to play Japan. And so, from time to time, I'll put together a lineup that I find kind of interesting. Now, there are squads that could have gone on this lineup that I either don't have or I didn't want to put on, and we can get into some of those. Or there are some that just didn't fit the criteria. So, this is a BR2 lineup. It's a combination of Italians and mechanized Germans, so thematically to me, the way that this lineup was set up was an Italian infantry battalion that's being supported by, the Africa Corps. So, for our German side of it, we have a Panzer IV-E, this one's specifically the one from the Battle of Moscow. We have the Tunisian Ju-87R2, which is a Ju-87 with a 500 kilo bomb. There are other Ju-87s you could have gone with. I just figured since this one's already painted the right color, may as well bring that one. And then I have both of the German half-tracks that can go to BR2. So the new one is not here, the event one, but the premium one and the tech tree one are both here. So that rounds out my German half of this. The rest of the line are all Italian, and so from the top, we have the 3rd Tobruk Battalion. They're a premium squad of riflemen. They're based off of Italian Marines. They're really cool, although they are a rifleman squad, so they're not exactly the highest value premium squad out there, but I've had them for a very long time now. And their uniforms are really cool. I like their blue uniforms and their little helmet icons. They get a dagger, which is kind of cool. And I really like the Machado M91. It's a really cool little rifle. Moving on from them, we have the 92nd rather, Infantry Regiment. They're an assault squad. I actually changed out their customization, so they have the blue Italian Marine uniforms, and I pretty much gave them all Italian weapons, so they all have OVP 1918s, they have a Beretta Mod 30, and a pair of Armagueras. We have a machine gun squad, the 70th Machine Gun Company. These ones I also customized, so they have the dark uniforms. I was really hoping that these uniforms would still show up in other places like Stalingrad or in Normandy, since they're dark uniforms and, realistically they could be used anywhere, but unfortunately the Italians still suffer, and they still get German uniforms outside of Tunisia. Regardless, these fellas have Beretta Mod 30s and Carcano M41s. There's a few different rifles that you can go with for the Italians. Whether you want the Carcano Mod 40, the Armaguera, if you're using Battle Pass weapons, there's the Scotti Mod 10. There's the Carcano Mod 38. And the Carcano 1891. So you do have some choices there. I have an engineer squad. They have 3 engineers. I don't think they're fully upgraded now that I think about it, but they have 3 engineers. They all have Armagueras, a rifleman with an Armaguera, an assaulter with a FNAB, and the FNAB is a phenomenal gun. It shoots a little bit slowly, but it's very stable. And before they moved the MP38 and 40 down to BR2, it was kind of my go-to. And then we have an anti-tank soldier with an Armaguera Mod 39. And actually, comparing the FNAB versus the Assault Squad have OVPs. The OVP recently got buffed. The reload speed is sped up now, and it used to feel like it took an absolute eternity to load that gun, but now it's a more reasonable reload time. It's still 3 seconds, which is kind of long, but because I played it before they changed it, it doesn't feel quite as bad as it used to. And the fire rate's tremendous on it. And it's kind of a neat gun because it's a German top loader, or not German, Italian top loader, Axis top loader. So I like it. It's cool. In addition to that, I have a sniper squad. This is the 36th Infantry Regiment. They have 3 snipers with Sniper Carcano Mod 38s. Again, you have options here. You could give them Carcano M91s. I just have them with Carcano M38s. You could use either one. I don't think it really makes a huge difference which one you decide to go with. And then I have a rifleman and an engineer in there, because these guys are not fully upgraded, and they have Carcano M41s. And closing it out, we have a radio squad. So in this radio squad, we have 2 radio operators with Armagueras, and one has a Carcano 41, and the other one has a Carcano 1891. It's just what I had on hand. I mean, I do have other 41s, but, you know. Then we have a machine gunner with a Breda model 1930, and then we have a FNAB and an engineer with an Armaguera. So, all in all, I don't feel bad playing this lineup. I don't feel like I'm at some huge disadvantage. They fight the Americans and they fight the Russians, and I feel like we fight them both pretty equally. I probably could use an AT squad on here when we fight the Russians, but against the Allies, I think this lineup is perfectly adequate. I don't think there's anything that the Allies throw at us that I can't handle. And even when I do have to deal with tanks, I can pull out the Panzer IV, or I can pull out the Ju-87. And I think that they perform fairly well in that role. And when I need something that hits a little bit harder, or when I'm feeling more of a German vibe, I can pull out the half-tracks. Plus, I like to pull out the half-track at least once an objective, just to put it down for a spawn point. And when that happens, I can run around with the MP40s and, you know, all the German-themed stuff. But I found that using this lineup really refreshed things. I ended up making it because I was playing with my buddy Chris, who's pretty new to the game, and I wanted to go down and play BR 1, 2, and 3 with him, and I've played with MP40s and German weapons a ton in this game, and what I really wanted to do was switch things up and keep things interesting, and just run something different than what I normally would run. And when the merge first happened, I felt like I had to run more different options, because, like, the MP38 and 40 weren't here, and, like, the Gewehr is BR3, and the other Gewehr is BR4, and the Panzerfausts are BR3 and 4. But after they moved the BR down for the MP38 and 40, I started filling my lineup out with them again, because I love those guns. They're so good. But I wanted to do something different. Now, there are some squads that are missing from here, mostly premium squads, but I'm pretty sure that I missed out on a handful of squads in Tunisia, because I don't think I completely finished the Tunisian campaign. Most of the squads that I missed from Tunisia, I think, are German, but I'm sure that I missed at least one Italian squad. So, whatever that squad is, or squads if there's more than one, and then I'm missing those. I am pretty much using every low BR Italian squad that I can here. The exception are vehicles. Now, there are some Italian planes that I could put on, but I don't think that there's an Italian air wing. At least, like, a non-premium Italian air wing. There might be, and I might just be... Actually, there probably is, now that I think about it. There's probably an Italian fighter one. I think the 54th Fighter Wing with the C202. So if I wanted a fighter, then I would probably put that on. And actually, I really like the C202. I think it's a really good plane for dealing with other fighters. At BR2, having two 20mm MG151s and 250 cals is actually cracked. But it doesn't really bring anything for air-to-ground. And I don't have the Italian premium planes. I know that a few of them actually do bring pretty decent low BR air-to-ground, where they'll bring like multiple bombs. The other thing that I don't have on here are Italian tanks, and it's mostly because they're BR1 vehicles, and because BR2 and BR1 fight against BR3, I just wanted a more competitive lineup. And to be fair, it might be a little bit less interesting, but I think it's actually more interesting to have the like unified Axis army in this and just divide them thematically. So having the mechanized force be the Africa Corps and having the infantry force be Italian, I think is really fitting. And I don't know, I think it's really cool. But realistically, I could have put on the 7530 M41. It's like a 75mm tank destroyer support gun thing. And that would have been a pretty fine addition. If I swapped out the half tracks, I honestly don't know what I would put in. I think it would probably have to be German infantry. I could put the fighter on, and just to fill up a slot. But I'm pretty sure all of my other infantry squads are German, except for the high-tier Italians, like the flamethrower squad. So there is that. I know that they have a premium radio squad, I just don't have it. But yeah, let me know what you think. Would you be interested in hearing about more thematic lineups? Because I've thrown together a few over the years, and I definitely don't mind talking about them. I think they're really interesting. Let me know, do you guys run Italians? Do you guys run British lineups? Do you, like, divide your Germans into Fallschirmjäger and Luftwaffe-related forces and Grenadiers versus normal, normal Grenadiers versus Panzer Grenadiers? Let me know. Maybe you have a whole Volkssturm lineup. That's actually one that I really want to do, is make a whole Volkssturm lineup and give them all the Volkssturm weapons. I know it wouldn't be the most effective thing in the world, but I think it'd be kind of fun to do. As per usual, get out there, kick ass, take names, and win your games.
Una mattina mi sono alzato, oh vela ciao, vela ciao, vela ciao, ciao, ciao. Una mattina mi sono alzato e ho trovato l'invasor. Oh partigiano, portami via, oh vela ciao, vela ciao, vela ciao, ciao, ciao. Partigiano, portami via, che mi sento di morire. Se io muoio da partigiano, oh vela ciao, vela ciao, vela ciao, ciao, ciao. E se io muoio da partigiano, tu mi devi seppellir e seppellire lassù in montagna. Oh vela ciao, vela ciao, vela ciao, 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 e seppellire lassù in montagna sotto l'ombra di ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. E le genti che passeranno mi diranno che bel fiore, e questo è il fiore del partigiano. Oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Questo è il fiore del partigiano, morto per la libertà. E questo è il fiore del partigiano, morto per la libertà. Una mattina mi sono alzato, oh vela ciao, vela ciao, vela ciao, ciao, ciao. Una mattina mi sono alzato e ho trovato l'invasore. Oh partigiano, portami via. Oh vela ciao, vela ciao, vela ciao, ciao, ciao. Partigiano, portami via, che mi sento di morire. Se io muoio da partigiano, oh vela ciao, vela ciao, vela ciao, ciao, ciao. E se io muoio da partigiano, tu mi devi seppellire e seppellire lassù in montagna. Oh vela ciao, vela ciao, vela ciao, ciao, ciao. E seppellire lassù in montagna, sotto l'ombra di un bel fiore. Tutte le genti che passeranno, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. E le genti che passeranno mi diranno che bel fiore, e questo è il fiore del partigiano. Oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Questo è il fiore del partigiano, morto per la libertà. E questo è il fiore del partigiano, morto per la libertà. Una mattina mi sono alzato, oh vela ciao, vela ciao, vela ciao, ciao, ciao. Una mattina mi sono alzato e ho trovato l'invasore. Oh partigiano, portami via. Oh vela ciao, vela ciao, vela ciao, ciao, ciao. Partigiano, portami via, che mi sento di morire. E se io muoio da partigiano, oh vela ciao, vela ciao, vela ciao, ciao, ciao. E se io muoio da partigiano, tu mi devi seppellire e seppellire lassù in montagna. Oh vela ciao, vela ciao, vela ciao, ciao, ciao. E seppellire lassù in montagna, sotto l'ombra di un bel fiore. Tutte le genti che passeranno, oh vela ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. E le genti che passeranno mi diranno che bel fiore, e questo è il fiore del partigiano. Oh vela ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Questo è il fiore del partigiano, morto per la libertà. E questo è il fiore del partigiano, morto per la libertà. una mattina mi sono alzato, oh vela ciao, ciao, ciao.